time. Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, and this is Dick, WB2JPQ. I, along with Bill, we're calling him Bill number 2, MHS, MAMHN. I have trouble with that call sign for some reason. Going to be doing the second half. Vicky's on assignment this morning. Mark, KE2EDS, is going to log along. Bill is here too, N2BH, along with Terry and Steven. The whole gang is in Studio 1A this morning. Got a whole bunch of check-ins this morning. Good morning to Larry. Just read the names. Good morning to Larry from Arizona. Roy in Blaisdell. Morning, Roy. We got Randall. We got Ray in Beaver, Pennsylvania. We got Adam in Illinois. Jay in Orlando. Jay's up nice and early this morning. We got Wayne, as always. Zachary in Kissimmee. Joe in Claremont. Chuck is with us this morning. Greg is here. Jeff. We get two Jeffs? No, one Jeff. Jesper, Indiana, I guess. KE9DAW. Good morning. Got Dan from Sterling Heights, Charles from Syracuse, and Joel from East Bank, New York. We'll get ready. We'll take some mobiles. A couple of announcements quickly this morning. The 20-meter net will take off here at, 10 o'clock, Roger? 7.245, is it? Yeah, 7.245. I haven't been on there for so long. 7.245, Rogers 20-meter net at 10 o'clock. So come join us. It's a lot of fun. They spend a lot of time preparing and a lot of good times. So come join them on 20 meters tonight. Ask the Elmer B. and Elmer. I'll be in the Zoom room along with others. Ask the Elmer B. and Elmer at 8 o'clock tonight in our Zoom room. That's always a very educational hour and a half, 2 hours, however long you stay. So please, especially the new amateurs, come join us. That's what that group was started for, was for the new amateurs, and we don't get that many new. We get some, but we get many seasons that are in there asking great questions as well. So come join us. Tomorrow, of course, we'll be doing the second cup after the morning brew. Vicky's on assignment this morning. She should be back tomorrow. Our question this morning kind of came up after last week's question. We talked about lunchboxes. Everybody shared their lunchbox stories with us. We got a lot of favorable comments. About the lunchboxes, people sent in lunchboxes, posted some on Facebook and so forth. So today, talk about the people that didn't use the lunchbox going to school. So today's question, what was your favorite school lunch? What was your favorite school lunch? It was those little square pizzas. Some were round, some were square. Was it that grilled cheese sandwich? Was it that bowl of tomato soup? So, just kind of one item, be easier to log. So the question, what was your favorite school lunch? Let's take some mobiles. Mobile check-ins. Anybody anywhere? Twice and slowly. Mobiles only.
Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November. That is Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November mobile. November 4 Delta Echo Sierra. November 4 Delta Echo Sierra. Kilo 4 Kilo Tango Oscar. Kilo 4 Kilo Tango Oscar.
Yeah, all right. Dixie. Oh, uniform Yankee guy.
KJ5 MLZ. KJ5 MLZ.
Whiskey 5 Golf Hotel Romeo. Whiskey 5 Golf Hotel Romeo mobile.
Yankee Fox, Victor Kilo 4, Bravo Yankee Fox mobile.
Kilo Foxtrot 6, Hotel Delta Juliet. Kilo Foxtrot 6, Hotel Delta Juliet.
Wharton, Texas.
KO4 RXD.
Whiskey Lima
KO4 RXD.
Whiskey Lima Hotel.
AB9XA Alpha Bravo 9 X-ray Alpha.
Alright, let me hold up here. Let me tell you what we heard here. AB9XD. The new call to us, Christopher. Is that correct? The AB9XD, is that a correct call?
AB9XA Alpha.
We'll change that to an alpha, and it'll probably come up with somebody else, I'll bet. Not loading right away, but we can wait. AB9X alpha. North Carolina. Hi, Doug. We got Wayne, W5MLH. Good morning to Wendell. Our friend Brent from Pensacola. Bob from Australia. Brian from Katy, Texas. Ezra, we got you. We got Guy from Louisiana. Boca Raton. And 4DES. Mark, good morning to you. And I am going to start with scroll up here, KZ4JN. KJ4JN. Good morning, and once again, our question, what was your favorite school lunch?
Good morning, Dick, and everyone else. I appreciate you running the net this morning. I actually really enjoyed the shepherd's pie. I still do. Of course, as my lunch pack for work. However, I switched the mashed potato out for the cauliflower, and it's still great. Hope everyone has an awesome day, and I'll send it back to you, Dick. Kilo Zulu 4, Juliet, November.
Starting out with shepherd's pie. I don't think we had that in my school. It was tomato soup, grilled cheese sandwiches, and I don't know what the other ones were. What about you, Mark? Boca Raton, Florida, and 4DES.
Morning. Happy Thursday. I just say happy Friday Eve. Is that how that saying goes? To answer the question today, I will go some tomato soup for the days that I didn't pack the Scooby-Doo lunchbox. Back to net control. November 4, Delta Echo Sierra.
On the days the Scooby-Doo lunchbox stayed home. Thank you. How about Guy? KJ5GUY.
Good morning, I'm Paul Montana. KJ5, Golf Uniform Yankee Delhi here in New Orleans metro area. To answer this question, my favorite one is probably lasagna. We had like square lasagna. We also had the square pizza, but lasagna was definitely the best thing I think they serve. That and having chocolate milk in the morning sometimes. That was always pretty good too. KJ5, Golf Uniform Yankee, back to you net control, and good morning to everybody on the crew. 7-3, Lazy Le Bon Temps, roulette.
What we're trying to do today, take everybody back to their school days. Ezra, KJ5MLZ. Good morning.
KJ5MLZ, good morning, Dick, and the rest of the crew. Oh man, it's gonna be between the pizza and the burger. Yeah, that was my two favorite things for lunch. Just wanted to put a quick little shout out to Guy over here in Harvard, KJ5GUY, and Wendell over there in Kentucky, Kilo 4 RXC. Back to you, net control.
right, we put you down for a pizza this morning. Brian, W5GHR. Good morning.
Good morning, Brew Crew. Ever since you asked the question, I've been trying to say, I brought my lunch so often, nothing stands out from eating from the school cafeteria. So I am going to put me down for nothing, none, nada. Back to you, net control, W5GHR.
I just got you down for went hungry. VK4BYF. Good morning, Bob, or afternoon, or whatever it is there, Bob. Tell us about your school lunch.
Good morning, good evening. It's 10 o'clock at night here, 2200. Yeah, we eat sandwiches. I was in a little village and there was only 14 kids in the school, and my treat was getting a couple of cents to go up to the store and get a pie and tomato sauce. And that was once a month. So otherwise, it's just boring old sandwiches. Okay, back to the Brew Crew. And have a good day, everybody. VK4VY.
Well, thanks for stopping in before you go to bed there, Bob. You have a good night. Brent, Pensacola, Florida. Good morning. Did you get your prize yet, Brent?
Good morning, Dick. No, not yet. I think it should come today or tomorrow, so looking forward to finding. My favorite lunch, because I love cafeteria food so much, but it was the special days when they ordered in pizza, so we'll go with the pizza crowd. Everybody have a great day. Greetings from sunny Florida, where it's currently 39 degrees. KF6 Mobile.
Thank you, Brent. For those of you who don't know, Brent won our giveaway from New Year's Eve. He won a V&A. It was gifted to him and sent down to him last week, so he should have it any day now. Crittenden, Kentucky. Good morning, Wendell. KO4RXE.
KO4RXE here, right back at you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Dick, as well as Vicky and everybody else out there, Mark and Bill, and everybody that was able to join the morning brew. I'm going to have to go with the pizza, man. I'm definitely going to have to go with the pizza. Seafood was so much down there, so pizza was different and it was good. 73, everybody have a great morning. This is KO4RXE.
Well, pizza it is. Looks like Douglas is new to the system from North Carolina. AB9XA. Good morning, Doug.
Well, thank you for letting me get in here. It's great to join the Brew Crew here. I would say my favorite was the square pizza back in the day. 73 to everybody. Hope you all have a great week. AB9XA, back to net.
We had a big discussion in the Zoom room a couple of days ago about this question with pizza, were they square or round? So there's one for the square pizzas. I can remember little round pizzas, but I don't know if they came from school or not. That's my problem. Thanks for being there, Doug. We got you down as Douglas. We can change your name to whatever, Doug or Douglas, whatever you go by, and you will be receiving a welcome letter probably tonight after midnight, sent out by the system being a new user. Do you go by Douglas? Would you like us to change it? We'll leave it as is, Mark. W5WLH. Good morning. Tell us about your school lunches.
Good morning, everyone on the crew. My favorite school lunch was the fish and chips. Of course, we didn't call it then. It was fish sticks and French fries. but that was my favorite that I looked forward to. 73s, Whiskey 5, Whiskey Lima Hotel, back to net.
Oh, fish sticks it is. We must have had fish, but I don't remember it, so maybe it wasn't a big hit. W9QAQJQ. Good morning.
Good morning there, Dick. Yep, we had lasagna. I don't know what was in it, but boy, I can remember that back in school. That was some good stuff, lasagna. That's my answer.
Lasagna. All right. Let's go up to the top here and work some of these text check-ins this morning. Larry's up at the very top. KM7 CGI. Good morning, Larry. It's early out there in Arizona, isn't it?
Dad had a problem with the radio here, but when my school lunch I had was Sloppy Joe that I enjoyed the most back in grammar school. But everybody have a great day, KM7CGI.
Sloppy Joe's one of my non-favorites. All right, Larry, you sounded good once you got it going there. Roy and Blaisdell, KABYU. Morning, Roy.
Nick and everybody on the crew, KAABYU. I can give you a very unique perspective because I worked for a school system for 25 years. I was a custodian, and I was on the shift where I helped take care of the cafeteria, set it up, tear it down, all that, move all the supplies. There were two types of pizzas. There was the square pizza, and the round ones were called fiestadas. It was like a Mexican pizza. I know, because I moved boxes and boxes and boxes of them. But my favorite that I enjoyed was when they made the taco salads. They made a thick chili, put it in with taco chips and lettuce and cheese, and that was always one of the best ones. Back to you.
Well, taco salad it is. Thanks for straightening out the pizza dilemma, square versus round. Randall, good morning, KUFM.
Good morning, Dick. Good morning, I think it was Mark on the blog. And good morning to the rest of everyone on frequency. I've been racking the brain as to what it was and listened to everyone else's response. I think it was the pizza that for me. With that said, back to net control. This is KAUFM. Everyone have an outstanding Thursday.
It is. Good morning to Ray in Beaver, Pennsylvania. N3DQD. I'll go out on a limb here. You just had to walk downstairs. Correct, Ray? What was on the table?
Yeah, good morning, Dick, and Mark, and Bill, and everybody on net this morning. Yes, we just had to go from our classrooms to the cafeteria or downstairs in the morning, etc. We always had different kinds of soup, which I liked, and I still like a lot of soup today. And Sloppy Joe's, I'll go with the Sloppy Joe guy. But I also want to say that I did listen to the East Coast Reflector magazine again and enjoyed it very much, particularly the articles about things that they were doing back in the 20s and 30s, you know, for hysterical, not historical, perspective, and the antenna articles. Back to net. This is N3DQD.
Ray, is that working out okay for you? I know Vicky's always questioning it. She had a couple of beta testers back in the early day, but I don't think she does anymore. Is that working out for you?
Dick, it works out quite well, and I don't know whether you know, but many blind people tend to read at a much faster speed than the normal playback speed, and that option is on the screen as well, which I really appreciate.
I'll tell her. She's probably listening. She's out on assignment this morning. Thanks for your feedback, Ray, and we got you down for Sloppy Joe. Adam, W9AKF, what's it going to be?
Good morning, everybody. The call is Whiskey 9 Alpha Foxtrot Kilo, W9AFK. So here, twice a year in the mid-'60s, we used to have McDonald's days where you would put in your order and you would get McDonald's delivered for lunch. So that was quite the treat back in the day. So you could put me down for McDonald's. Also, just want to give a shout-out to Bob, VK4BYF, down under. W9AFK back to net.
Oh, McDonald's Day. I was not aware they did that, Adam. Thank you for enlightening us. My friend Jay is up next, and this is WB2JPQ at 21 past the hour. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, Dick, and everybody on the Morning Brew. This is K1MCO. Well, Dick, I'm the original from Puerto Rico, so back then, at that time, it was rice and beans for lunch. That was my favorite one. And back to you. Have a great day. Nice to hear you. This is K1MCO, the voice of Orlando, 7-3.
Rice and beans it is. KC2NJV. Good morning, Wayne.
Good morning, Dick, and the rest of the brew crew. KC2NJV here. In high school, I used to get Hero tuna fish sandwiches. That's what basically I ate every day. Enjoy.
All right. We'll put it down. I don't know what they are, but we'll put it down. Hero sandwiches. Zachary, Kissimmee, Florida. Good morning. KI6KQO.
Good morning, Dick, Mark, and the Brew Crew. A wet 57 degrees from Florida Central. Great question this morning. Brings back a lot of memories. I met my wife in the high school cafeteria, but that's maybe for a different question and a different day. But put me down for spaghetti with a sweet roll, vanilla custard pie, and 2 chocolate milks. That's the lunch of champions. 7-3 to the group, and I'll send it back to you, Dick, KI6KQO.
No, I was going to use, because I think all of us had a favorite lunch lady. I was going to use, did you have a favorite lunch lady? You know, one lady that stood out in the line that we used to put a little extra scoop of potatoes on or give you just a little bit extra something. You have a favorite lunch lady, but I didn't use it. We changed it, so good thing I didn't. Or could, if I would have, you would have certainly taken the prize on that one. Zachary, you certainly did have a favorite lunch lady. Good job, Joe in Claremont. The day of lunches where you went to school, KM4WZD. Good morning, Joe.
Heard of a thing called a chicken pinwheel. That was my favorite. That was favorite of a lot of my friends. For the uninitiated, what you have here is finely ground chicken meat that's kind of wound up in pastry. It kind of looks like a Danish pastry, spiral, kind of a disc. A little yellow gravy on there and some mashed potatoes, and we liked it. probably had zero nutritional value, but we liked it. So a friend of mine dug up a recipe not too long ago and published it. I probably ought to try and make one here at the house. Anyway, everybody take care. 7-3s, happy Thursday. It's KM4 WZD. Back to net.
Thank you, Joe. I think you were right on the list in front of me, but I think you were one of the top 5 for the morning brew check-ins last year, if I'm not mistaken. Chuck, W5CBE. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, Dick, Mark, everybody on the brew there. Well, mine was when we finally got a hot lunch cafeteria, was the fish sticks and mac and cheese on Friday. And with that, Dick, have a great day. There'll be a 3 CVE.
Oh, nobody's had roller dogs yet. I'm surprised. KB3EYR. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Dick. Good morning, Mark. This is KB3EYR, and mine was probably when they did grilled cheese and tomato soup. Back to net control.
You are talking a school lunch, my friend. Go right to the head of the class. That was my favorite, too. You cannot eat a grilled cheese sandwich without tomato soup, and it's got to be cut on the diagonal. So there you go. Good morning, Jeff. KE0GKF.
Good morning, Dick, everyone on the brew. And Vicki, if you're listening, thank you for helping me eliminate that QRM issue we were having before the net. Don't put me down for the goulash. This is going to be second. But remember the goulash? Does anybody make that anymore? The elbows with the ground beef and the stewed tomatoes or whatever, canned stewed tomatoes in it. The goulash. Remember that? The ladies in the cafeteria would be making that. You could smell it all the way down the hallway. And we'd have gym before noon in the morning, so we were starving, working off all those calories as kids, and we would run to the cafeteria to get in line to get that goulash or whatever. But put it down for the pizza crew for sure. Those square pizzas, all those carbohydrates we ate as kids. Now we eat all the bread and carbohydrates and pasta that we spike our insulin. Everyone have a good day. This is KE0GKF. Back to you, Dick.
Well, have a nice day, Jeff. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Jeff and I will be doing the brew tomorrow, and there will be a second cup tomorrow as well. KE9DAW, good morning.
Good morning, Dick and Mark. Glad to hear you guys this morning. I had my favorite meal was Sloppy Joe's with covered with dill pickles. It was a great question today. Hope you all are warmer than we are. We got 18 up here in Indiana today. Everybody have a great weekend. Talk to you later. KE9DAW.
Well, I always like to take people back to memory lane, and that's what I try to do here. Questions are all over the place, as you know. Sterling Heights, Michigan. Good morning, Dan. WA8PGV.
Good morning, Dick, and everybody on the brew. It's 11 degrees and fresh snow on the ground in Sterling Heights, Michigan. I don't really remember too much about the food in the cafeteria, but except for the pizza, I like those little pizzas. Of course, I ate so many of them that after I got out of high school, I didn't care for pizza for a long time. Next to Whiskey Alpha 8, Papa Golf Victor.
Down for pizza. Syracuse, New York. Good morning, Charles. KD2YUY.
Good morning, Dick, and everybody else listening in on the brew. I'm going to get on the same bandwagon with the pizzas, the square pizzas. I remember when you go through and it was like a random thing. Everyone would get a slice out of the tray of the square pizza, and you were praying that you weren't going to be the one to get the corner, because then there was no sauce and no cheese. It was all bread. 73 all back to net control, KD2YUY.
Right, we used to have something called the plate lunch. You could get the plate lunch, which was, maybe meat and potatoes with gravy and corn or something, and then all of this other stuff. There was always the grilled cheese and the tomato soup. Those were extras in case you didn't like what was on the plate lunch. So I usually went with the extras. What about you, Joel? KC2GRN. You grew up to be a big boy. You must have ate, right?
Yeah, I did my share. KC2GRN. Good morning. Good morning, everybody on the Morning Brew. My favorite was probably pizza in school. But when I was home, my favorite was tomato soup and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We didn't get that at school. Anyway, everybody have a great day today. And thanks for working the net. KC2GRN back. Good night.
All right, thanks for being there. Let's go down to line 44, Mark, and let's get some radio check-ins in here this morning. Anybody, anywhere, twice and slowly. Try to be as orderly as we can. This is Dick, WB2JPQ, along with Mark, KE2ED.
Alpha 5, Juliet Whiskey Mobile. Alpha 5, Juliet Whiskey Mobile.
Charlie 3, Radio Bravo Mobile. Kilo Charlie 3, Radio Bravo Mobile. In and out.
W8 WHK. W8 WHK.
November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo. November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo.
Kilo Charlie 5, Charlie's K7G5CZX. In and out, please.
Whiskey 2, Alpha Foxtrot Uniform. Whiskey 2, Alpha Foxtrot Uniform. In and out.
W2 KDC. Whiskey 2, Kilo Delta Charlie.
Kilo November 4, Romeo Whiskey. Kilo November 4, Romeo Whiskey.
KG2LA, in and out.
Romeo Juliet Mike, in and out.
November 0, Lima Uniform Victor. All right, excellent job, Mark, and everybody. We got one there that's you were cut off on your prefix. RJM, is it VE5RJM? Is that Randy? Do we have that call correct?
November 8 RJM.
RJM, well, that changes it immensely, Ronald. Okay, Sylvania, Ohio. We got David, Houston, Texas. We got Ernest, KG2LA. Smithfield, North Carolina. I haven't heard that. Rudy for a while. Haven't heard that. Good morning to Dennis. Haven't talked to you for a while. Tom in Watertown, W2AFU, was in and out. Not going to stick with us. Daryl, KC5CZX, going to be in and out this morning as well. Clark is going to stay with us. We've got Roger from Fort Lauderdale is going to stick around. And, of course, Bill, North Fort Myers Beach, he always hangs with us. Ron, KC3RBB, is going to be in and out, and he was also mobile this morning. And it would be a complete day without James. AA5JW, good morning, James. I'm going to let you start round out once again for everybody, trying to bring you back to your school days. What was your favorite school lunch?
Well, good morning, Dick and Mark. Thank y'all for running the net this morning. And good morning, Brew Crew. This is Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile. James in Spring Mobile in Houston for work today. And man, it is cold this morning. I got out the door, it was like 39 degrees at my house. Very cold. To the question at hand, school lunches, I think my favorite had to have been the square pizza, and it wasn't even that good of a pizza at the end of the day, but it was better than a lot of the other junk that we got there. So yeah, I'm going to go with school pizza and chocolate milk. Got to have the chocolate milk with it. With that, I'll say 7-3, hand it back to Ned. Everybody have a blessed day and stay safe out there. This is Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile. We'll be monitoring.
Since high school. I don't think I've had many glasses of chocolate milk since high school. Fort Myers, Florida, North Fort Myers. What do you think, Bill? W8WHK.
Well, good morning. What do I think? Well, it's cold and cloudy. I think it's about 60 degrees right now, but I want to go with just what I used to, just with the grade school, because we did not have a cafeteria. We'd have to eat our lunch at our desks and then go out for recess. So my mom would make me a sandwich and some fruit, bologna sandwich and an apple or a banana. But my favorite was when she would get that bologna olive loaf, it's the bologna sliced. It has green olives mixed in with it. That was the best, with mustard on it. Oh boy, that was great. I always look forward to that. And but that's all I have. We'll turn it back to you. 7-3 is W8WHK.
Well, somebody mentioned that last week, Bill. It might have been you. I don't remember. Then we got talking about it in our Zoom room, and our Joe. Yeah, it's one of his favorites, he said, so he liked that. Let me go up to Norm, South Wales, New York. Norm was one of our open mic contestants last night on open mic. Did a great job. NY1US. Good morning, Norm.
Good morning, Dick and Mark and everybody on the Brew Crew this morning. And I have to agree with you, Dick. My favorite school lunch is definitely the tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwich. But you have to follow it up with apple crisp. I don't know why. The school apple crisp just it hit me very well. So I enjoyed that a lot. So have a good day, and back to you, Dick, NY1US.
I don't remember the apple crisp either, Norm. Let's hear what Terry's got to say. Terry's a new addition to our system here. Terry and Gil are, and Mark are the team for open mic. Terry and Gil joined here last week to help keep that ship afloat. So, good morning, Terry, N5RTC.
Good morning, Dick, Mark, and other morning brewers. It's been so long ago that I cannot remember school lunches in grade school or high school. I was reminded of something by KM4WZD when he talked about the chicken pinwheels. Now, we had something similar when I was in college, but we called them sawdust pinwheels, because that's what they tasted like. N5RTC, back to net control.
All right, that's a new one on me, Terry. Next up is Bill, East Coast Reflector net manager, the guy with all the responsibility here to keep all these nets rolling. N2BH, good morning again, Bill.
Good morning, Dick, Mark, Bill, everybody. Salty dogs. Basically, it was a hot dog bun filled with tuna fish and a slice of cheese, and they ran it through the oven, and boy, they were delicious. Snow's coming down pretty good here now. N2BH.
Go. I haven't heard that for a long time. Salty dogs. Yes, we got about 8 inches of snow overnight. When I came down here at 6:30, it was still snowing, so I imagine we're going to have quite an accumulation. Rod, Madison, Wisconsin, KD8KOB, good morning.
This is WD8KOB. Well, good morning, Ned. Hope everybody's having a good day. Well, let's see, once a month, our school would have hot dog and fries, and I really look forward to that day. So that would be mine. Hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy. WD8KOB. Back to them.
There you go, hot dogs and fries. Roger. Oh, here we go. N4RHE, what's it going to be, buddy?
WB2JPQ, good morning, Godfather. Always good to hear you. November 4, Romeo Teleco. Sloppy Joe's. The buns were sweet. The meat was sweet. The chocolate milk was sweet. And the girl seated with me was also sweet. Good memory, Dick. November 4, Roger Ham Enthusiast. Return to net.
You have to eat alone, Roger. I don't eat Texas Sloppy Joes. Have a good day. Clark, good morning. KK7DY.
Good morning, Dick, Mark, and the rest of the Brew Crew. I like the chili and sweet roll. Back to control, KK7GY.
Chili and a sweet roll. Now that's different. All right. Thinking out of the box, by golly. How about Dennis in Nashville, New York, W2KDC. And this is Dick, WB2JPQ at 43 past the hour.
Good morning, everyone on the net. My school didn't have a school lunch program. So, my favorite food from the school lunch program was really the school milk program. And believe it or not, it was chocolate milk. Probably the favorite lunch that my mother made, sent me to school with, that would have been tuna fish sandwiches. I really liked the way she made tuna fish. So, with that, I will pass it back to net control at W2KTC. Wishing everybody a 73.
All right, Dennis. Again, I think that'd be a good question. When was the last time you had chocolate milk? Rudy, Smithfield, North Carolina. KN4RW.
And everybody on the net, KN4RW. I will have to say, when you add to the category, we had octagon-shaped pizza as well as the square pizza. So top of my list is the octagon-shaped pizza and the sugar cookies. So with that, back to Nick and Joe. Have a great day. KN4RW.
Right, octagon pizza. Ernest in Webster, New York. KG2LA.
Good morning, Brew Crew, and thanks for all you do in running the net. I'd have to say my favorite was, my mom always packed my lunch, so it would be a big hunk of Italian bread, big hunk of provolone cheese, and some olives. Back to you. This is KG2LA.
Did you ever write a little note in there? Have a good day, Ernest, and leave a little note in your lunchbox. Maybe write a note on your napkin or something. This isn't going to answer that question. Don't blame him. David in Houston, Texas. N0LUV.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to the Brew Crew. My parents were very frugal, so I learned to like honey and peanut butter sandwiches, or peanut butter and banana, or peanut butter and jelly. So that was, I would say peanut butter pretty much was my childhood food.
Well, I had a grandmother, and when I got home from school, she would say, "Are you hungry?" And of course, I was always hungry. I think any young boy is hungry. And she would make a lettuce and sugar sandwich between two slices of bread. She had a little mayonnaise on there. So that lettuce, sugar, and mayonnaise, I think, was my grandmother's sandwich of choice. Think about that one for a while. Woodhaven, Michigan. Good morning, Gary. N8ZFH.
Good morning, Dick, Mark, and the crew. And I have to think about this for about a microsecond. In grade school and high school, I went home for lunch, and my favorite there was creamed shrimp on toast. In junior high, my favorite there was hot roast beef sandwich with mashed potatoes, and a close second was tater tots and fish sticks. But please put me down for a hot roast beef sandwich. Thank you very much. Interesting question. N8ZFH, back to net.
Hot roast beef sandwich, still a good choice of sandwiches today. Richard, N4RSM, what was your favorite lunch?
Good morning, everyone on the Brew Crew. My favorite lunch was turkey tetrazzini and cinnamon rolls. They were so good. Back to you.
Not familiar with that one either. Good morning to Randy, W2RBC.
Good morning, Dick, Mark, and everyone on the Morning Brew. My favorite school lunch was Sloppy Joe and French fries. They often served ice cream with that meal. That was great. Back to net control, 73 to all, W2RBC.
Oh, Mark, another one in the Sloppy Joe. Kevin, Bowling Green, Ohio. KF8DJQ, our magic cable man.
Good morning, Dick. Got up a little early this morning for some reason, but I'm going to go goulash. That wasn't too bad for school lunch. So we got about and I think we're going to stay indoors today. So Take care. Talk to you later. KF8 DJQ. Back to Matt.
Yeah, I got an appointment today. I need to go out, and else I cancel it, depending upon how bad things are out there. Sacramento, California. Good morning, David. N6QDY.
Hey, good morning, Dick, Mark, the Brew Crew, and everybody in the Zoom room. Good to hear everybody. Well, I'm going to be the oddball of the group there, Dick. I was a sides kind of guy, and for whatever reason, the spinach, the soggy spinach they put on the side of the plate, I don't know. I mean, everything else was good, but I just look forward to that soggy spinach. Anyways, have a great day, everybody. Back to Net Control. N6QDY.
Yeah, my mother used to make me eat that, too. You're never going to grow up to be like Popeye if you don't. I never liked it. And now I kind of do. Not a lot of it, but I can. Robert, Deltona, Florida, KJ4ZFM. Good morning, Robert.
Wow, good morning to everyone in the Brew Crew. Thank you for welcoming in. I hope everyone's having a blessed morning so far. Wow. There were a few things that I really liked, but I did like it a lot when my mom used to make tuna fish sandwiches. She put a tuna fish sandwich in the little lunchbox there and some Gatorade. Yep, can't forget that Gatorade. But that's exactly what we love. Thank you much for welcoming me to the crew, and everyone have a blessed day. KJ4ZFM.
That's the first one for tuna fish sandwich, but that's good. Charles, KR4AEG. What's it going to be? KR4AEG. Charles, are you still with me? Some of these guys have been waiting a long time. I can't get to them any quicker. Brian, Corpview, New York, KE2FBT.
Hey, good morning, Dick, and everybody in ECR land. Went from 42 yesterday to 15 this morning. Another lovely Western New York winter day. The square pizza from the 1980s was always great, but I think my favorite lunch that I ate all the time was soup and grilled cheese, which I probably still eat at least once a week now. So, soup and grilled cheese all the time. One of my favorites. Everyone have a great day out there, and take care. 73s.
Yeah, I just looked. I got 12 degrees outside the cabin here this morning, so it's pretty doggone chilly. Anna, good morning, sweetie. Beaver, Pennsylvania, KD3AJN. What's it going to be, Anna?
Good morning, Dick, and everyone else in there today. Well, I was a picky eater, so really I didn't like any of the lunches, but I liked the desserts. And I couldn't wait to get done after lunch to go get chips and Pepsi. Everyone have a great day. Katie 3 again.
The lunch of choice. Thanks, Anna. Kenneth in the Villages, AB4KT. Good morning.
This is AB4KT. I never ate in the school cafeteria. I ate a peanut butter sandwich, no jelly, every day that I went to school from kindergarten through 12th grade. Everybody have a great day. 7-3.
right, next up is one of our net controllers, Mr. Al, K8BAC. Good morning, Al.
Well, good morning, Dick, Vicki, everybody in the Zoom, everybody on the brew. Hope everybody's having a fine day. A little cold and snowy out there. Just came back in from getting Terry's vehicle all cleared off so she can get to work. Favorite lunch? I'm going to go with pizza. You got to love the square pizza with just cheese on it, I guess. They couldn't mess that up too very badly. So everybody have a great day. Back to you, Dick, KABAC.
It is, Al. Wow. I was just thinking about this next guy yesterday. CJ, where have you been? CJD, good morning.
Good morning, Dick, and everyone in the brew. Yeah, sorry, I've been a little MIA. Life's been a little crazy. Able to hop on this morning, though, from work. My favorite school lunch was the Sloppy Joes, and then we also had these Minute Maid juice bars, they were called. They were little freeze pops, and I will never forget my favorite one was cherry. I'll pass it back to you, Dick. This is K2 CJD clear.
All right, yeah, I was thinking about yesterday. If you're off Friday at 1 o'clock, John and I are meeting at Spot Coffee in the village of Hamburg at 1 o'clock for coffee if you want to join us. 1 o'clock at Spot Coffee right at the roundabout there in the village at 1 o'clock on Friday. Come join us. Let's go to Mark, KN0CKV. Good morning.
Good morning, Dick, Mark, the rest of the brew crew, and everybody else on the net. Bologna sandwich. Everybody have a great Thursday. N0CKV back to net.
Thank you. Let's go to Dan. Good morning. We'll get to PUT.
Hey, good morning, Dick. Yeah, I was a picky eater in school, and yeah, not many of the school lunches appealed to me. The most tolerable one, I don't know if I'd call it my favorite, but it was one of the few that I would eat was the pizza. It wasn't great, but it also wasn't terrible. So, back to you. W2PUT.
Pizza it is. Riverview, Michigan, N2WXD. Good morning.
N2WXD. Good morning, Dick and Mark and all on the crew. My favorite fish sticks. Back to that N2WXD.
Fish sticks it is. KC1YNB. What's it going to be?
Good morning, crew. My mother used to pack a lunch, and by request, I don't know what I was thinking, a basic sandwich which had ketchup and bologna. And she would also pack a little can of apricot juice, and usually Hostess Twinkies or Hostess cupcakes with the yellow frosting. I love the lunches. I eventually switched to a hot lunch at school. And my favorite there, it was the shepherd's pie. It was just basically ground beef, mashed potato, and gravy. I didn't know until years later that other people made their shepherd's pie with corn on it, too. Have a good day.
Thank you for making us all hungry this morning, Michelle. Thank you for being there. The last on the list for me today is Bill out in Hobbs, New Mexico, KI5PMI.
my favorite lunch was spinach and cornbread. The school here made a real good one. Nobody else liked it, so I'd have everybody give me theirs, so I'd have a big pile of it. But I loved it. It was green, even had a little piece of fat back in it. Man, it was good. I hope everybody has a great day. KI5PMI, back to net.
As well, Bill. Thanks, everybody, for having a little bit of fun with me this morning. I'm going to turn it over to Bill, KF0MHN, and he's going to take you through the next hour. I'll see you tomorrow morning on the open, and tomorrow we do have the second cup, so plan on sticking with it. It's all yours, Bill. Thanks, Mark, for logging. Great job. Over to you, Bill. This is WB2JPQ.
All right, thank you, Dick, and great job this morning. Love the question of the day. Good morning, everybody. This is Bill, KF0MHN. I've got Mark on the logs, KE2EDS, and welcome to hour number 2 of the Morning Brew. Just a reminder for everybody, the question of the day is, what was your favorite school lunch? Now let's do some check-ins. How about we start out with some Echolink and digital stations to check in first. Remember to give your call sign twice and slowly.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot.
Whiskey Alpha Lima, W0WAL.
ZMC.
How about some general check-ins? Once again, twice and slowly.
Whiskey Bravo 2, go London Whiskey. Whiskey Bravo 2, go London Whiskey.
Whiskey 5, Delta Bravo Sierra. Whiskey 5, Delta Bravo Sierra.
Kilo 4, November Hotel Victor. Kilo 4, November Hotel Victor.
Whiskey Bravo 5, India Tango Tango, WB5ITT, in and out this morning.
Kilo Juliet 5,
November 3, Fox Hotel Whiskey Mobile. November 3, Fox Hotel Whiskey Mobile.
07, Victor Whiskey Papa. Kilo 7, Whiskey Papa. In and out, please.
All right, we've got a good list started there, and we'll start from the bottom. We have In and Out, K7VWP, South Ogden, Utah. We had a station before that with an HW. Can you come back, call sign twice and slowly?
Roger that. It's November 3, Fox Hotel Whiskey Mobile. November 3, Fox Hotel Whiskey.
All right, Joe, we got you in there from Hampton, Maryland. Then we have KJ5DXB, Frank from Sugarland, Texas. In and Out Mobile, Chris, WB5ITT out of Beaumont, Texas. Then we have K4HB, Nick out of Sebring, Florida. W5DBS, David out of Houston, Texas. And before that, WB2GLW, Mike out of Lake Ronkonkoma, New York. And before that, we had a call sign with a BNC. If you had a call sign with a BNC in it, please come back twice and slowly.
Kilo Foxtrot 0. Victor Mike Charlie. Kilo Foxtrot
0, Victor, Mike, Charlie.
Victor. All right, Timothy, thank you, out of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Victor, Echo 3, Tango, Golf, November, Jim in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And Kilo Echo 4, Zulu, Yankee, Quebec, 5th attempt. Kilo Echo 4, Zulu, Yankee, Quebec. Joe in Clinton Township, 5th attempt.
All right, we'll take check-ins after I get done reading for that list. We'll get you down here after I get to the top and work way down to the bottom. Then we had W0WAL Lonnie out of Windsor, Colorado. And at the top of the list, we have Vern A3 CRF out of Watertown, Ontario, Canada. Vern, what was your favorite school lunch?
Good morning, Bill, and everybody on the net. Thanks for picking me up. We're getting absolutely hammered here today. Still snowing. We've got, 6 to 8 inches. Can't even tell if I'm walking on the sidewalk. I don't know where it is. Keep snowing for the rest of the day. It looks like we're going to get quite a bit. And temperature, of course, is a nice balmy 6 degrees. In terms of the question today, for lunch would be PBJ, peanut butter sandwich. Although sometimes a friend and I used to sneak some fries into our chemistry class after lunch, and we'd surreptitiously eat those during the class. Hope everyone has a great day. Thanks for doing it. GA3CRS.
All right, Lonnie, you have a great day as well. And you have a great day as well. Thank you. Peanut butter sandwich, we'll put you down. Next, we have W0WAL Lonnie out of Windsor, Colorado. What was your favorite lunch?
Good morning, everybody. This is W0WAL, and my favorite lunch was my mom would pack my lunch and occasionally give me a peanut butter and sugar sandwich. It wasn't the most healthy thing, but it sure was good. W0WAL, back to net.
All right, sir. Thank you for checking in. Let's go down to a mobile. We've got KQ8U Bob out of Ecorse, Michigan. Bob, what say you?
Morning. Morning, Bill and Mark. My favorite back in the day was tomato soup and grilled cheese. And not the ketchup and hot water winos used to have at the restaurant on the corner. Everybody have a great day. KQ8U, bad than that.
All right, thanks for checking in, Bob. Have a great day. Next, we've got KF0BMC, Timothy out of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh, good morning, everybody on the Brew Crew and everybody out there. I don't remember really anything special. Maybe the peanut butter jelly sandwiches with the chocolate milk would probably be mine. And I want to thank everybody. And everybody have a great day. This is KF0VMC. We're clear.
All right, you have a great day as well. Next on to WB2GLW, Mike out of Lake Ronkonkoma, New York.
Hey, good morning, everybody on that WB2GLW. I didn't get much hot lunches, but the one I do remember was a chicken chow mein. I don't know, never had one like that again. So that was in kindergarten in Queens, New York. WB2GLW. Thanks a lot. Back to that.
All right, Mike, have a great day. Next, we move on to W5DBS, David out of Houston, Texas. How you doing, David?
Great big Texas howdy to you on the crew this morning. My mother packed my lunch every day, and there was 2 or 3 sandwiches in there and Fritos, and we had some kind of sweet treat. But my favorite My favorite was the meatloaf sandwich. I'd eat those with the Fritos, and now it's just like a hog in slop. Back to the net. Enjoy it, guys.
All right, you have a great day today. Next we're on to KJ5DXB, Sugar Land, Texas.
Well, good morning, everybody. KJ5DXB. Put me down for a hamburger. I believe it was every Wednesday. It was a nice thin hamburger. Thanks for the check-in. Everybody have a great day. KJ5DXB. Back to you.
All right, thank you for checking in and have a great day. Next we got BE3TGN, Tim out of Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Hear me all right there. Thank you, good morning to everybody on the brew. My favorite thing, they used to have a cafeteria into school there. The cooking class, I liked fish and chips on Fridays there. They had coleslaw.
All right, Tim. Thanks for listening and checking in. Have a great day. Next, we move on to Joe, KE4ZYQ out of Township, Michigan.
KE4ZYQ finally got in after 5 attempts there. Thank you. And good morning to all on the Morning Brew and Net Control. I went to a school that had a cafeteria in the bottom of the church, a cafeteria. So the ladies that actually did the cooking were actually parents of the kids, some of the kids that went to school. So the favorite one was meatloaf, handmade meatloaf, homemade meatloaf and mashed potatoes and string beans. And you can't forget the carton of milk, whether vanilla or the white milk. But I got chocolate. So back to Net. From the Net Control and all on the brew from KE4ZYQ.
All right, thanks for checking in. Next we go to KQ4 EFY, Tim out of Columbia, South Carolina via text.
Thank you, Net Control. This is KQ4 EFY, Tim in Columbia, South Carolina. And I would have to say spaghetti was my favorite. Back to Net Control.
All right, we got one for spaghetti. Thank you for checking in, Michael, and or Tim. Have a great day. Next on to the text line, we have KF8EBV, Michael out of Farmington Hills, Michigan.
Good morning. Pizza is my vote. Pizza was my favorite. Back to you, KF8EBV.
All right, have a great day. Thanks for checking in. Next, we move on to KQ4 UHS, Johnny out of Stanley, North Carolina.
Good morning, everybody. KQ4 UHS. Favorite school lunch had to be the rectangular pizza. That's the best thing. I went to school in the 80s and 90s. It's the best thing ever. It contributed to my obesity in school for sure. KQ4 UHS. Everybody have a great day.
All right, thank you. And we'll stop right there, and then we'll come back to the list. I just have an announcement to make. Pass along after the morning at 10 a.m. today. We have the 20-meter net on frequency 14.317. On Friday, we have the youth net at 7 p.m. Everybody's invited. And on Saturday, we have the 40-meter net on 7.245 at 9 a.m., all times Eastern. Just a reminder, after the morning brew on Friday is the Godfather Dick, WB2, JPQ, and Vicky, KE8, VKY bringing to the second cup, and the discussion is wide open. We have time for check-ins. Remember to go twice and slowly. Any more check-ins? That also includes mobiles as well.
Kilo Quebec 4, Uniform X-Ray Juliet. Kilo Quebec 4, Uniform X-Ray Juliet. KJ in Charlotte, North Carolina, and this will be an in and out. 73s.
November 3, Mike Delta Charlie. November 3, Mike Delta Charlie.
Echo 2, Charlie Sierra Uniform. Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Sierra Uniform.
Whiskey 8, Bravo, Papa, Delta, W8, BPD.
KS8, DIC, KS8, Detroit,
Kilo Golf 5, Papa Delta Mike. Kilo Golf 5, Papa Delta Mike, in and out.
M5GI, 2, Charlie, Charlie, Kilo, Kilo, Echo 2, Charlie, Charlie, Kilo, in and out.
Alpha Quebec.
November W2 KJV, W2 KJV, and 1 WEB.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Oscar, Romeo Kilo, KQ4, ORK Mobile. Kilo, Julia 5, India Victor Foxtrot, Katie, Mobile, in and out.
All right, hold up right there. I've got two call signs that we need to double check here. I've got the last call sign, KG5IJF. Can you check back in for me, please? 5, India Victor Foxtrot. All right, and before that, we had a possibly KQ40RK Barry out of Apopka, Florida.
KQ4, ORK.
All right, we'll move on. We got a good list, and we'll start from there. So that KJ5IJF, we still did not get your call sign. If you could check in real quick again.
Juliet 5, India Victor Foxtrot, in and out.
All right, we've got KQ40RK Barry out of Apopka, Florida. We've got W2KJV Tone out of Homosassa, Florida. We've got KE2CC Matt from Frankfort, New York. We've got N5GI Rick out of the Villages in Florida. We've got in and out KG5PDM Jason out of Houston, Texas. We've got KF8DRC Jack out of Rochester, Michigan. We've got W8BPD Brian out of Warren, Michigan. We've got KE2CSU Paul out of Lancaster, New York. We've got N3MDC Michael out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We've got KQ4UXJ in and out KJ out of Charlotte, North Carolina. We've got NA3E Eric out of Walcott, New York. We've got K04Q or KO4QMM Roger out of Umatilla, Florida. We've got K4PJM Perry out of Leesburg, Florida. Break. We've got WA8CLG Doug out of Homosassa, Florida. We've got KL5LJJ Greg out of Purvis, Mississippi. We've got N3FHW Joe out of Hampstead, Maryland. We've got K4NH Nick out of Sebring, Florida. We've got W3ICQ Bob out of Leesburg, Florida. We've got, let's see, N3LLY Glenn out of Irvine, Maryland. And at the top, we've got BE3TCS Tim out of Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Tim, so what say you?
This is BE3TCS. Kind of chilly here. We don't have the temperatures that Vern has in Waterdown, and we don't have quite as much snow, but it's nasty here too. So, anyhow, my all-time favorite still is PB&J, and my absolute least favorite is this stuff my mother used to try and feed me called mock chicken loaf. It was horrible, and she'd throw ketchup on it. It was just horrible. I won't even look at this stuff anymore. Back to net.
All right, Tim, thanks for checking out. We got you down for peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Next, we've got N3LLY Glenn out of Glen Burnie, Maryland. What say you, Tim? Or Glenn?
Wow, sounds like a hectic morning there. This is Glenn, N3LLY, checking in out of the suburbs of Maryland where we have 30 degrees. My favorite thing at school was just a good old tuna sandwich. Back to you, Net Control, N3LLY.
Well, thank you, Glenn, for checking out. This is KF0MH10 Bill with Mark on the logs, KE2EDS, and it's a cool 7 degrees in Minnesota. All right, up to our check-ins. We have W3ICQ Bob out of Leesburg, Florida. What do you say, Bob?
Good morning, Bill. It's good to hear you on the net this morning. And hello to Mark. Every Wednesday, the school used to have a special of spaghetti with meat sauce. And, of course, you had to get the carton of chocolate milk. And I waited for that every Wednesday. That was the only thing I would get. This is Bob, W3ICQ. Back to you, Bill.
All right, Bob, good to hear you as well. Have a great day. On to K4NHV, Nick out of Sebring, Florida. Nick, are you still with us? The question of the day, what is your favorite school lunch? All right, we'll move on from Nick. Maybe he'll check in with us a little bit later. On to N3FHW, Joe out of Hampton, Maryland.
5, 1, 2.
Yeah, good morning, Bill. Good morning, everybody on net. Currently mobile here in Alexandria, Virginia. The pizza is what I always loved, and matter of fact, this very day, go and find the cheapest frozen pizza I can find at the grocery store and relive the experience. 73 to everybody, N3FHW mobile.
All right, Joe, have a great day. I can't say that a frozen pizza isn't good every once in a while. All right, on to KJ5LJJ, Greg, Purvis, Mississippi. How you doing, Greg?
Hey, good morning, Brew Crew. I would say my favorite was hamburger and fries. Really good back in the day. Okay, back to you, Net Control. KJ5LJJ, Purvis, Mississippi.
All right, thanks for checking in. Next we have Doug, WA8CLG, out of Homosassa, Florida. How you doing, Doug?
This is WA8CLG. Very good morning, everybody, and I'm doing fine, Bill. And as I remember, pizza. Every Thursday, the school had some facsimile of a pizza that I thought was pretty good at the time. Today, maybe not so good, but it was something that I didn't get at home. So, good memories. Everybody have a good day. Back to you, Bill.
All right, my friend. You have a great day as well, and thank you for tuning in. Next, we're on to K4PJM Perry out of Leesburg, Florida.
Good morning, Bill, Mark, and everybody on the Morning Brew. Yeah, I'm with a lot of people here. Pizza was in high school was amazing. They had a thick crust pizza. It wasn't like a regular dough pizza. It was more like a pie, pie crust, flaky, and it was tremendously good. We loved it. Waited for that every week. K4 PJM back to net.
Right, you have a great day. Thank you for checking in, and we got you down. All right, on to Roger, K04QMM. Roger, how you doing? Should I call you Bob or Roger?
Good morning, Bill. Doing a good job. Work on the log there. Seems like a fun morning. Good question. I got to go with the pizza like a lot of other people. And, man, you could smell it throughout the school morning, and the coleslaw, too, and the chocolate milk. It was a trio. Sounds good this morning. Yep, we got the 20-meter net at 10 a.m., 14.317. I'll be on there a little bit early, get the frequency, and see how propagation is today. Have a little bit of a round table. All are welcome. So back to you, Bill. Good job. K04QMM clear.
All right, Roger, you take care. I might see you later. Have a good day. Next on the list is NA3E. Eric out of Walcott, New York.
Morning to everybody on the brew. First time checking in here, long time listener. And I'm going to go with everybody else. The good old cafeteria pizza. 7-3, NA3E.
Well, welcome to the East Coast Reflector. Finally checking in, and glad to have you. Next, we're on to N3DMDC. Michael out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Good morning, Bill and everybody net. Bill, it was different when I still lived in Colorado. We had pizza, but we had a pizza supplier. We had Blackjack Pizza that was right near my school that brought us mini pizza. So we had a pizza supplier where I got my pizza. So we did have pizza, but the pizza restaurant that supplied the pizza was the one that supplied the pizza for my school. So we had a different type of pizza. And Bill, so everybody know, I did buy lunch for one of my friends one time because his punch card was all punched out. So I had a little extra cash on me, so I bought my friend's lunch that one day when I bought my pizza. So back to you, Bill, N3MDC.
All right, Michael, thanks for checking in. We got you down for pizza. Next, we're on to KE2CSU, Paul out of Lancaster, New York. What was your favorite school lunch?
KE2CSU, this is Paul out of not-so-sunny Lancaster, New York. I used to eat a bologna sandwich and a couple cookies. 7-3, back to you.
All right, Paul, thanks for checking in. We're on to... All right, Paul, thanks for checking in. We're on to Brian out of Warren, Michigan, WAPPD. How you doing, Brian?
Good morning, Bill, Mark, everybody on the Brew Crew. Thank you for all you do. I don't remember very much of the hot lunches because my mother always sent me with a brown bag. But it was real special when she would make us meatloaf sandwiches on those days there was leftover meatloaf. Enjoy the beautiful weather up here. We got plenty of snow if you want some. W8BPD, back to net control.
All right, thanks, Brian. Have a great day. Thanks for checking in. We're on to KF8DRC Jack out of Rochester, Michigan.
Good morning, Bill. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I used to get a hamburger with tomatoes and onions and lettuce, and also I got some soda pop and apple. That way your mind goes 100% right when you're in the school. And that's all I have for you.
All right, my friend, have a great day. We got you down in the log. Next we're on to N5GI, Rick out of the Villages in Florida.
Well, good morning, Bill, Mark, and everybody on the Brew Crew this morning. It's a lovely day down here, 55 degrees and partly cloudy skies. Looks like we got a little rain last night. As for the question of the day, pizza was the favorite school lunch. Back to net control, N5GI.
All right, Rick, have a great villages and stay warm as always. Next we're on to Tony, W2KJP, Homosassa, Florida. How you doing, Tony?
Good morning, Bill and Mark, everyone on the Morning Brew. Doing pretty good here. It was 50 degrees when I woke up. It's 49 now, going down. My favorite lunch was, I'm going to have to say, Sloppy Joe's, only because they made the best apple crisp dessert. It was out of this world. It was really good. Anyways, hope everyone has a great day. Back to you, Bill, W2KJV.
You have a great day as well. I just want to recognize some check-ins that we just got. We've got K6AAN Mike out of Valley Springs, California. W2AJR Andy out of Chickamauga, New York. We've got KC2JPQ Frank out of Lancaster, New York. We've got KD3ATQ Jim out of Eastern Pennsylvania. We had an in and out to KJ5IVF Andrew out of Katy, Texas. And we had an in and out as well, or a mobile, KQ40RK Barry out of Apopka, Florida. Barry, do you want to check in?
Sure, just been waiting on being called. Hope everybody's having a great day. Thanks for picking me up. One other operator mentioned chow mein. I had forgotten about that. It was pretty good, but I'm going to have to go with the square pizzas. We had two things that I didn't get to have at home, so I'm going to go with the pizza as others. Hope everybody has a great day. 73 and back to net control, KQ4. ORK in the mobile.
All right, you have a great day. Let's start from the top on those text check-ins that we got. KD3ATQ Jim out of Eastern Pennsylvania. What say you?
Good morning, Bill, Mark, and the rest of the Brew Crew. Lunch every day. Peanut butter. Back to net control, KD3ATQ.
All right, Jim, have a great day. Thanks for checking in. We're on to Frank, WC2JPQ out of Lancaster, New York. What say you, Frank?
Good morning, everybody on the brew. And my favorite was the square pizza. And not much going on today. Just got some snow overnight. We're supposed to get snowstorms or whatever, snow watch until about 7 tonight. So everybody have a great day. 7-3s, I'll send it back to the net, KC2JPQ.
All right, Frank, we got you down for pizza, and have a great day. Stay warm. Next is W2AJR Andy, Chickamauga, New York.
Good morning, Bill. Morning, everybody on the Brew Crew. Yeah, it's got to be the pizza. Although they served ours with green beans for some reason, which I thought was weird. But anyway, everybody have a great day. Stay warm. Thank you, Bill. W2AJR.
All right, pizza it is. We got you down. Have a great day. Next on to KJAAN Mike out of Valley Springs, California. You're up, nice.
good morning to everybody on the Brew Crew. Yeah, it's definitely the good old square pizza for me. That stuff was killer. Probably cheese in every slice. It was great. So you guys all have a good one out there. We're 43 degrees and nice and clear here this morning. Still dark, though. This is K6AAN, back to net control.
All right, Mike, have a great day. Good to hear from you. We WP4 VW Milton out of Corozal, Puerto Rico. How you doing, Milton?
Hey, sir. To you and everybody listening, WP4 Victor Whiskey. Well, my take on the subject of the day. My favorite school lunch meal. It was kind of weird because, being in the Caribbean and all those stuff. So we got to have rice and beans. Rice, beans, breaded spam, and some smashed fried plantains, which we call tostones. With that said, thank you for running the net, and thank you, Vicky, and the rest of the Brew Crew for keeping this thing going. Back to you, net control. 40 degrees in Conroe, Texas. It is enjoyable, so can't complain at all. Back to you, WP4 Victor Whiskey. Adios.
All right, Milton, have a great day. Good to hear from you. Next, we'd move on to N1CBM, Carlos, out of Hollywood, Florida. How you doing, Carlos?
Good morning, Bill. I'm doing okay. And hello, Mark, in the computer there logging, keeping us straight. 68 degrees down here. 30 minutes ago, it was blue skies, but a cold front swooped in, and it's now dark, gloomy, gray, and drizzly here in Hollywood. Anyways, my favorite food when I was in high school was their pizza. I think I gotta go with the mainstream group here and add my number to that database. Back to you, Bill. You're doing a great job. N1TBM.
All right, Carlos, thank you. Have a great day out there in Florida. Stay warm. All right, this is Bill, KF010 with Mark on the log, KE2EDS. You're listening to the Morning Brew on the East Coast Reflector. Time for more general check-ins. Just remember, say your call sign twice and slowly. Any mobiles, any Echo Link or digital stations, please check in as well.
Kilo Oscar 4, Whiskey Delta Foxtrot, KO4, WDF Lee, mobile.
This is
AJ5.
November Juliet 1 Sierra, NJ1 Sierra, Eric in Shelburne, Vermont.
Kilo, Golf 5, Uniform Foxtrot Romeo, KG5, UFR, Jacob, Farmers Ranch, Texas.
AJ5 MEL.
Zulu, N4 kilohertz. I'll be in and out.
I'll be in and out. AJ5 MEL. Kilo Juliet 5. Mike Echo Lima. AJ5 Mike Echo
Kilo
Lima.
Alpha 5, Papa Uniform Delta. Kilo Alpha 5, Papa Uniform Delta.
KE4 NTG.
Kilo Delta 3 Bravo Foxtrot Echo. Kilo Delta 3 Bravo Foxtrot Echo. Elliot.
79 SAM.
Kilo Alpha
Whiskey
Quebec.
9 Sierra Alpha Mike.
Kilo Alpha Quebec.
I don't know if I made it in there. KE4 NTG mobile. KE4 NTG mobile.
Kilo 4 Victor Tango Tango. AK4 VTT via Echo Link.
This is Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Yankee Hotel. Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Yankee Hotel, Gary in Fort Lauderdale.
W4 PPX mobile, W4 PPX mobile.
Whiskey 2, out.
All right, last station, we did not catch your call sign. Go ahead, in and out.
Whiskey 2.
All right, we'll stop right there. We've got a pretty good list that we can go to, and we'll start from. We've got N1WEB Webb out of Collierville, Tennessee. We've got W2EM In and Out Chuck out of Lancaster, New York. We've got KK4VTT Bruce out of Kissimmee, Florida. We've got W4PPX Don out of Hollywood, Florida. He's mobile, and we'll get to you right away, Don. We've got W9SAM In and Out Sam out of Union, Ohio. We've got KD3BFE Elliott out of Parkville, Maryland. We've got KD3BFE Elliott out of Parkville, Maryland. We've got KE4NTG Walter out of Hollywood, Florida. We've got KA5PUD Paul out of Montgomery, Texas. We've got KG5MEL Jose out of Austin, Texas. We've got KG5UFR Jacob out of Farmer Branch, Texas. And we've got NJ1S Eric out of Sherburne, Vermont. And mobile, we've K04WDF Lee out of Waycross, Georgia. Mobile, Lee, what say you?
Well, good morning, everyone on the Brew Crew. I am just pulling in work, so perfect timing. I would say the pizza. The lunch for school would be pizza. That was my favorite. KO4WDF.
All right, Lee. Have a great day, and thank you for checking in. Also mobile, we have W4PPX Don out of Hollywood. What do you say, Don? What was your favorite lunch?
I'm going to go with a round pizza, New York style. W4PPX back in control.
All right, Don. Thank you for checking in. We'll have you down for pizza. Next, we have NJ1S, Eric out of Sherburne, Vermont.
Yes, good morning to everyone on the morning Brew NET here on the East Coast Reflector. Handles Eric, Echo Radio India, Canada. I am in Shelburne, Vermont, currently at the moment as well. This is a little different. I kind of agree with everybody about the pizza thing. That's a great idea. But in my school in Heinsberg, Vermont, CVU, Champlain Valley Union High, they made a meal called a morning in 7-3. Over.
All right, Eric, we got you in the log. I saw Shelburne, and I pronounced it Sherburne. We have a Sherburne County here in Minnesota, so I'll get it right the next time, but have a great day. Next, we move on to KJ5UFR out of Farmer Branches, Texas.
Well, good morning. Thanks for picking me up. Golf 5, Uniform Foxtrot Romeo, Jacob here in Farmers Branch. Just made it home from work a little later than usual, but here I am. And as far as school, that's appropriate because it's married for breakfast time. And for me, it would be definitely the pizza. A second close, though, would be what we call a chili crispito. Chili crispito, which was essentially, taco meat rolled up and fried, kind of like a giant taquito. Really chili fried up
turned into keto. So it's kind of interesting. But so between the chili Crispitos and the pizza, that'd be my guess. That'd be what I fondly remember the most. So back to net control. This is KG5 UFR.
All right, Jacob, we have you down for pizza. Have a great day. Thanks for checking in. Next, we go to KJ5MEL, Jose, Austin, Texas. What say you, Jose?
Honestly, I didn't grow up in the U.S., but my kids always told me about the pizza. To agree and pizza to the net. Thank you for what you guys do. Bless you all. Great day. KJ5 MEL in Austin.
All right, Jose, have a great day. Thanks for checking in. Next, we move on to KA5PUD, Paul, Montgomery, Texas. What is your favorite school lunch, Paul?
Good morning, Brew Crew. I agree also. It was the square pizzas. Back to net, KA5PUD.
All right, pizza it is. Have a great day. Next on to Walter, KE4NTG, out of Hollywood, Florida.
Good morning to you and all the fellow brewers from KE4NTG Mobile in Hollywood, Florida. Yes, I'd have to say the Elio's Square Pizza. Elio's Square Pizza, definitely for sure. This is KE4NTG, back to net control.
All right, pizza it is. I think we got a consensus there. Pizza. Next we have KD3BFE Elliott out of Parkville, Maryland. What was your favorite school lunch?
KD3BFE, good morning. Yeah, well, firstly, I'd just like to say, last night I learned something new, the East Coast Reflector, and I'd like to just say I learned that how it was created. So if you're still on there, Dick, WB2JPQ, some thanks to you, man, because fantastic job there. This is just super cool. About the lunches, a little complicated there because I'd like to say pizza, but there's just so much pizza going on. I gotta say something different. And complicated because for a few years I homeschooled, so the lunch I brought, no, I'm just kidding. I did get my choice of whatever I wanted, though, when I was homeschooled. But to make it an actual answer, I'd have to say the chicken patty sandwiches. I'm not proud of that. They're kind of plain, not so great. But the chicken patty sandwiches, for some reason, I liked them a lot. Anyway, back to that, KD3BFE.
All right, my friend. Thanks for checking in. Have a great day. We're on to KK4VTT, Bruce out of Kissimmee, Florida.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, all. Have a great day out there. And yes, it's going to be cold here in Florida tonight. My favorite was pizza, but I also liked make-a-believe Salisbury steak. And oh, gosh, that was 100 years ago. Hey, you guys out there have a great day. Thanks for letting me have some fun. At KK4VTT, Kissimmee, Florida.
All right, my friend. Thanks for checking in, and have a great day. We had a station with an X in there, but we never went back and looked at it. If you had an X earlier for check-in, try to check in quick.
This is Q4AYH. I don't know if that was me, if you got me on the list. KQ4AYH, Gary, Fort Lauderdale.
Well, we can put you on the list now. What was your favorite school lunch?
Favorite school lunch? You know,
Didn't really have a favorite. I guess it was probably hamburgers and tater tots. Yeah, hamburgers and tater tots. I think that was it. As an adult, it would be Subway's tuna fish sub. KQ4AYH back to net control.
All right, thanks for checking in. Webb, N1WEB out of Collierville, Tennessee. What say you?
Thank you, Bill, and everybody behind the scenes. I can only remember two things from that lunch menu back in the day, pizza and Salisbury steak. And I'd eat the pizza, but not Salisbury steak. So put me down for pizza. N1WEB, back to control.
All right, Webb, we got you checked in for pizza. Have a great day. All right, we've got some text check-ins that we can acknowledge here. Jim, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, NW4K. Jim, what was your favorite school lunch?
Good morning to you. Our favorite was chili. Thanks.
All right, chili it is. Have a great day. On to Randy, VE5RJM, Kenora, Saskatchewan, Canada.
Good morning, everyone listening this morning, and with pizza as well. We had that like once a week, I believe. It was so many years ago already. It's hard to remember exactly, but we had a lot of great meals. But pizza was the one that I think everybody in our group that looked forward to. Anyways, back to net. Thanks all for calling the net here this morning.
All right, have a great day, my friend. Next on to Mike, N8HLN out of Grosse Pointe Park, Michigan.
Good morning, Bill and everyone. Where it is 12 degrees and blowing snow here, fresh 6 inches down. I'm going to have to go with the consensus, the cafeteria pizza. Back to net control, N8HLN.
All right, pizza it is. Have a great day. Next on to K04FBM, Hotel St. Cloud, Florida.
Good morning, Bill, Vicky, and the rest of the Morning Brew. I would say pizza was the best during lunch, especially during the beginning of the school, so we can meet all the new girls. Back to you, Bill, 73.
All right, Jose, pizza it is. Have a great day. Next on to K4ITA Leo, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Good morning, Bill and Mark. Good morning from the beautiful Fort Lauderdale, 67 degree, light rain today. Tomorrow's gonna be 48. Oh man. High school for me was in Italy, and the pasta at the cafeteria was pretty good, like almost everywhere in Italy. And everybody, a great day. This is K4ITA.
All right, Leo, thank you for checking in. Next on to KE8VKY Vicky, our Do Everything specialist at the East Coast Reflector from Lambertville, Michigan.
I get a few Tuesdays and Thursdays off for a little while anyway. And thanks for Mike for covering. Pizza. I never was encouraged to try any other of the whatever that was. K8VKY.
All right, Vicky, thank you for checking in. Pizza it is. Next on to next on to Daryl, WB1DXN out of Concord, New Hampshire.
good morning to the morning group. The names, the voice sounds familiar. I don't know who it is because they confused me by the initials that I checked later, so I don't know who's the facilitator today. But I got to go with pasta because that's all I can remember. It was over 70 years ago in grade school to have lunches at school and high school. It was a brown bag. Back to net control, WB1DXN.
All right, well, thanks for checking in. This is Bill, KF0MH. That's facility today. All right, we have 4 minutes. We have time for a short list. So let's take some more check-ins. Remember to give your call sign twice and slowly.
Whiskey Bravo 4, Delta X-ray, WB4DX, Mobile. Out. Kilo 4, Delta India, Yankee.
Kilo 9 or Tango Juliet Sierra, K9 EJS, in and out.
Kilo Tango Juliet, in and out.
Oscar 7 X-ray, W7X, in and out.
Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Tango Juliet. Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Tango Juliet, in and out.
KD2IWN, KD2IWN.
All right, a couple more if anybody wants to check in. All right, we'll stop right there, and we'll start from the bottom of the list. All right, we've got W70X or OX Philip from Torrance, California. You're new. If you have an email in QRZ, we'll send you out an East Coast Reflector newsletter. Then we have K9TJS Thomas out of Margate, Florida. Next we have W2CJM Charles out of Selden, New York. Then we have KD2IWN Tim out of Hamburg, New York. Next we have BKTJ in and out. Don't have the complete name, but we have maybe Jim Sock out of LaSalle, Ontario, Canada. Then we have KK4DIY Gene out of Homosassa. Gene, what was your favorite school lunch?
KK4DIY. Well, when I was in school, elementary school, we didn't have lunch at the school. You had to bring your own. So a ham and cheese sandwich was my favorite with a little bag of chips. Back to you, KK4DIY.
All right, my friend, thank you for checking in, and you have a great day. Next, we go to LaSalle, Ontario, Canada, VA3KTJ, Jinsak. What do you say? All right, I see that he was in and out. Next, we move on to KD2IWN Tim out of Hamburg, New York.
Morning, everybody on the Brew Crew this morning. Yes, it was a snowy day here in Western New York. It was a tricky drive to work. We got here. When I was in high school, the pizza, and we came with French fries and a big old brownie. That was the real deal. And sometimes I grab a soft pretzel to go along with that. Carbs when I was in high school. 73, everybody. Enjoy your day. KD2IWN.
All right, my friend. Thank you for checking in, and have a great day. Next, we move on to Charles, W2CJM out of Selden, New York. What was your favorite school lunch?
Everybody on the crew. I went to a Catholic school, so every Friday we would go to the luncheonette, and I would get myself egg salad sandwich. Have a great day, everybody.
All right, Charles. It's one of my favorite lunches of all time, egg salad sandwich. All right, now we move on to Philip, W7OX out of Torrance, California. How you doing, Philip? Philip, you still with us?
7 X-ray, Joe and Fort.
Copy that, Philip. Can you say that again?
This is Joe, Whiskey Oscar 7 X-ray, WO7X from Portland.
And what's your answer for the question of the day? What was your favorite lunch, my friend?
Oh, those prison pizzas that was probably the best thing that they had where I went.
All right, my friend. Thank you for checking in, and apologize for getting your call sign wrong there. But we'll move on and have a great day. All right, everybody. That's the end of our morning brew. Thank you, everybody, for checking in. We had, looks like 134 check-ins. The consensus was pizza. And everybody, I want you to have a great day. And we're on behalf of Mark, KE2EDS on logs, Dick, who did the first part of the morning brew. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day. We now return to East Coast Reflector to regular morning programming.